Hey everyone, thanks for joining me today. I hope you're doing well out there. I'm Mahdi Jabin, and in this new video from the Complete Site Design course, I'm going to introduce you to the most important piece of a site's infrastructure, and I'll walk you through all about it. In this video, we're going to move at a good pace. First, let's talk about what hosting actually is. It's basically the space that hosts a website. Think of it as the home where all your site's files live. But what does hosting actually do? And what does it really look like in practice? Let's find out together. Overall, I want to walk you through the hosting system in a really professional, detailed way. So here's what I'm asking you to do. And I mean this honestly, I'm really, truly asking you. Please listen carefully here. Because when you're learning web design, you're constantly dealing with this part of it. It comes up really, really fast all the time. You work with hosting daily. So you absolutely need to know exactly what it is. Keep that in mind as we go through this together. And when the time comes to actually work with your hosting and get your real projects done, you're going to need this. You need to know these technical details. And later on, if you need to, you can actually put them to use. These topics matter, friends, so don't rush through them. We've got 3 or 4 more sessions, then we'll move on to hands-on work so you can really succeed with your practical work and web design. For the next couple of lessons, just relax and stay with me. No rush, no stress at all. We're finally getting into what hosting actually is. Take a look at what's on the screen. Hosting is basically the space where we build our website. So what does it do, and why is it called hosting? It's because hosting sits on a computer, or more precisely, a server. That server lives inside a data center. It stays always on, running nonstop. And it's connected to super fast internet, keeping everything accessible. So a host is basically a space on a server inside a data center. That server is always connected to the internet. And basically, whenever any of your visitors or your customers want to check out your website, it's ready and waiting for them. The browser sends a request over to that server. The server then sends the site back to the browser, and the site loads up for the user right there on their screen. So hosting is basically a space that's always connected to a fast internet line, and it's always ready to respond anytime someone comes looking. We definitely need hosting space to design our website. But first, let me explain something important. There's a real difference between hosting and a server. Let me walk you through that difference. This truly matters, my dear friends. So please pay close attention here. Really, focus on this part. You need to understand what a server actually is. Look at the image on the right, everyone. Take a moment to really look at it. This is a picture of a server. A server is basically a bunch of devices working together, kind of like a computer case. It's really powerful, this thing. It might have several processors inside it, along with several hard drives. And it's incredibly, incredibly powerful with a really strong cooling system built in to keep it running. These servers are actually pretty powerful systems all on their own. Once they're ready, they get put into the picture on the left. That's where they go, inside the racks you see there. These cabinet-looking devices you're seeing here are simply called a rack. Once the servers on the right are ready, they get placed into the rack. Take a look here. Each one of these individual units is actually a server. So this whole structure is what people call a rack. Now, what's the difference between a host and a server? Let's take a closer look. Hosting companies, when they sell hosting, here's basically what happens behind the scenes. They go out and they buy a server, just one, to start with. Or maybe they buy several servers, depending on how many users they're expecting to have. Once they've bought those servers, that's where the software side of things comes into play. So what happens is they divide it up into maybe 100, 200, sometimes even 500 different software sections. Each one of those sections becomes its own host, and all of that is still running on just one server. So you could end up with around 500 different sites getting hosted that way, all sharing the same machine. And this is actually the real difference between hosting and a server. A server is really a machine. It's the physical computer. It's the hardware. But hosting is just a software section sitting on top of that server. So now you can see the difference between hosting and a server, right? That's really the key point to understand here. Let's talk about hosting for a moment. Hosting is really just a space that's divided up by software and given to you. Maybe that's 5 gigs, maybe 10 gigs. Along with that, you also get a certain amount of CPU power. Now, the server itself is different. That's the actual hardware, the physical machine sitting somewhere. Take a look at the picture I put up on screen. Go ahead, take a good look at it. Now picture a data center in your mind, because whenever you build a website, it has to live somewhere physical. And that somewhere is the very data center you're looking at right now. So each one of these racks that you're seeing has, let's say, about 10 servers inside it. And each one of those servers has several hosting accounts running on it. That's basically what a data center looks like. These places have serious heavy-duty cooling systems. They've also got backup power systems in place. And on top of that, the internet connection is extremely strong. That's what we call a data center. So keep this in mind. That tiny little site you're building actually sits inside a real data center. So that finishes up everything I wanted to cover about servers, data centers, and hosting in general. But now I really want to slow down and explain the actual difference between a server and hosting. When would you truly need your own server? And when would regular hosting be more than enough for what you're doing? Let's dig into that together, guys. Think about a site like YouTube, something with that much power and traffic behind it. Now compare that to lumowp.com, our own company's website. When a site's user base grows that much, it needs serious processing power behind it. There are tons of files to manage. Huge numbers of transactions happen constantly. Users act simultaneously, all at once. Thousands buy products right now. Thousands more watch videos at the same moment. And thousands of others do all kinds of different things. So here's what you need to know. When a site gets that huge, like YouTube or like Amazon, they move over to dedicated servers. That means they buy an entire server just for themselves, and they don't split it up into different hosting plans anymore. The whole server is dedicated to handling that one site's processing needs. But when you've got a small site for your company, something like a simple online store, things work a little differently. As you work with more products, you'll eventually reach a medium level. At that point, you still won't need a server. That's when you go and buy hosting instead. So you need to understand something important here. Big sites don't actually use hosting. They run entirely on their own servers. But what you, as a smaller project, actually buy is hosting. Because honestly, getting a dedicated server just isn't worth it yet. You might end up paying several hundred, even several $1,000s a month for that server. Hosting, on the other hand, only costs a few tens of dollars a month, sometimes just a few dollars. You put your site on that hosting, and that's the real difference between a server and hosting. There's another point you should keep in mind about this whole concept of sites. Let me break it down for you quickly so it makes sense. Here's the thing you need to understand. Big sites, the really large ones, go on dedicated servers. Small to medium sites, on the other hand, just use regular hosting. So naturally, people go out and get hosting for their site. But when you go to these sites that actually sell hosting, pay close attention here. There's an important point coming up that you really don't want to miss. And if you happen to get this wrong, wonder why your results don't match mine. Even when following the same steps, it comes down to small details. Skipping them now means struggling later to build sites properly. Here's the thing, friends. Hosting comes in two types. It's either Linux hosting or it's Windows hosting. Linux hosting or Windows hosting. Pay attention here. Linux hosting. That's exactly why we're doing what we're doing. Our method for building a site with WordPress uses the programming language PHP. The programming language is PHP, and we run this on Linux hosting. We run everything there. But pay attention. There are 2 points here you need to catch. First, you have absolutely no direct contact with Linux itself. Hosting is really just a space. It's really easy to work with, honestly. But that hosting itself runs on Linux underneath. And it doesn't matter at all what operating system your laptop or computer has. It really, truly doesn't matter. So what operating system does the server actually run? What I'm talking about here has nothing to do with your laptop being Windows or Linux. This is about the server's infrastructure, the hosting side of things. And you really need to know this distinction. So basically, we've got two options: Linux hosting and Windows hosting. Linux hosting is basically what we're going to be focusing on here. Let's talk about the site setup we'll use, working with WordPress and the PHP programming language. Windows hosting, on the other hand, mostly uses the ASP programming language. And that's exactly why we won't be using it. It's basically software that big platforms run on. We don't need to deal with Windows hosting at all in this course. So please, don't go out and buy some Windows hosting later on. I'll teach you myself how and where to buy hosting. Just wait, please, until we get to that lesson. And very soon we'll cover it together, step by step. Let's move into the site setup now. Just hang in there a little more. It won't even take an hour before we reach the site setup section, but you'll definitely make it through. Now, the next point is about hosting space. This part is really just to help you get familiar with it. Pay close attention to how these companies actually manage that hosting space. So, say a company buys a server. They install Linux on that server. Now, how do they split that one server into like 1,000 separate parts? Well, there's software made for exactly that. These programs are pretty well known, and I want you to know their names. There's cPanel, there's DirectAdmin, and there's Plesk. Again, cPanel, DirectAdmin, and Plesk. These are some of the most important programs for managing hosting. In this course, we're going to be using cPanel. That's because the hosting we work with runs on it. And honestly, about 90% of hosting in the world runs on cPanel too. The next thing you need to pay attention to is server location. Data centers are different from one country to another. Keep that in mind as we move forward. The server itself might list its location as the US, but the actual data center could be elsewhere entirely, like Germany, or perhaps Canada instead. Or maybe, in this case, England. It doesn't really matter which country your server or hosting is located in. Yes, this does have some effects on your site, but don't worry, I'll explain exactly how to manage those effects later. The goal is that any user, in any country, sees your site served from a server near them. This makes things faster for everyone. I'll teach you all of this in the specialized Cloudflare section. But for now, just remember this. You can pick almost any hosting location you like. It really doesn't matter where the server is located when buying hosting. You don't need to search inside your own country. What matters more is the actual quality of the hosting itself. That means speed, quality, and stability, all three together. You should still know the different locations available to you. They may be spread across many countries, but honestly, that's not the important part to focus on. It doesn't matter which country the host is located in. That's really about the system itself, about what a host actually is. So let's go over this one more time together. A host is basically a space where we build our website. It's really the home for our site, where everything lives. That's all you need to know about hosting for now. In the next lesson, I'll go over some more points with you.